I feel the heartbeat of Mother Earth. Thank you for that.
Thank you. Welcome, everybody, to New Thought Center of Hawaii, Sunday morning. Glad to have you all. We've got a great program today with Dr. Marya Mann. We're doing shamanic journeying. This is our winter solstice ceremony. Embrace the growing light. Community healing through shared shamanic journey. And I'm Tony. I'll be your facilitator today. Today is Sunday, the 18th. Thank you. And we're going to start We're going to go into our drumming in our ceremony in a little bit. Today things are going to be a little different, so please bear with me. We're doing our announcements. We're doing a lot up front, so once we go into our journeying, we'll be able to stay with it and be in that space. So may we start with an opening prayer? Marya, would you like to say an opening prayer for us?
Sure. Would love to. Oh, let's just take a deep breath together, breathing in through the nostrils, all the way into the belly. Breathe in a little bit more from the belly out to the fingers and the toes and draw all the way in. Feel that light coming into the body. And let's exhale through the mouth. It may turn into a ha sound, the breath of ha. Three of those. Once again, breathe in through both nostrils. Nice and big. Fill the belly like a balloon. Fill the chest out to the sides and front and back. Fill the arms and legs and fingers and toes. Fill your prana body, your manomaya kosha, your vijnana maya kosha. All the aura bodies are now filled with light, and gently exhale. Letting go of all that is unnecessary, all that is unlike the beautiful heavenly wisdom of light. And one more time, inhale. Feel the breath coming through the central channel as a core beam of light all the way to the pelvic floor. Broaden the shoulders, press the hips down, root in the earth and reach up into the sky. Fill with air and light, and gently exhale. And keep breathing slow and deep as we connect to the web of life. So as you breathe in, feel the lattice work of light moving from the crown of the head all the way down to the pelvis, creating a core known as the Sushumna, activating that beautiful, life-giving, pleasurable center in the body. And then that pleasurable river branches off into two more rivers, becoming the central three channels in the body. And then that branches off into more channels until we feel a whole web of life growing from the center outward into the organs, the bones, the cells are filled with light. The muscles and the ligaments are filled with light. The whole body is breathing in light and letting go of the heaviness and the darkness down into the earth where it is recycled. Breathing in again, breathe in through the crown of the head, that wonderful starlight coming from your eighth chakra above the head, and feel that light pouring in like a shower of blissful light all the way through the body. And it so fills the body, it begins to seep out into the world, and we feel the aqua cords connecting us, the beautiful, invisible, but subtle and wonderful light channels that connects us to the banana leaves and to the hibiscus and to the ocean cetaceans and to the fish and the coral reef and to the grasses and the spiders. Feel our connections up into the clouds, into the mountaintops where Pele has just spoken her wonderful ancient heated song, and breathing in, feeling the birds, connecting with the spirits of this place, the spirits of our ancestors, connecting with every molecule that is the one web of life. Feel it rippling, moving, vibrating, and relax your body into that web. And as we, in a moment, gently open our eyes, continue to feel that web of life. And as you open into this room, maintain deep connection in your own heart and this inner web, feeling our connections with ourselves and with each other and with the higher spirits. Me ke mahalo ihi. Thank you for this sacred moment.
We'll have a reading from the Science of Mind. And Ramona, if you would do that for us, please, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody here on the Lanai and out there in other parts of the island or the world. I'm going to be reading a page that is entitled Law of Circulation, Plug into Boundless Infinite Energy. If you break a lamp at home, you still have electricity. If your body breaks down for whatever reason, you still have the life force available to you. If your prosperity doesn't seem to be appearing, there's still a reservoir of abundance behind your constriction. You bring health, harmony, and abundance back into your experience by plugging back into Source. Those holiday lights, those holiday lights, okay, sorry, those holiday lights that fill the streets this month could be shining just as brilliantly in June if we wanted to plug them in. If you break a lamp at home, you sweep up the pieces and get a new lamp. And then you plug the new one back into the wall socket with energy that hasn't gone anywhere. It did not break with the lamp. You don't get rid of your body when it breaks. You adjust what is broken in your finite thinking by reconnecting with the ever available infinite current of life, allowing it to circulate through you once again. Your wealth works in the same way. If your life is not expressing your desired state of ever increasing good, you'll want to hook up with the rich flow of the boundless and undifferentiated energy waiting to enter your circuitry. The potential is always there. You are the one who has to throw out what is broken or crowding your mental space so there is room for God to show up. Your wellspring is inexhaustible. It is limitless abundance, renewing health and revitalizing well being. You are the transformer for the multidimensional energy that passes from the invisible into the visible. Stop attempting to patch pieces back together with your prayers. You can't add spiritual harmony to human situations. What you can do is plug in, revealing and releasing the harmony that has always been available to you. The source of light is never the broken lamp. Wholeness is not bound by the physical conditions, and the affluent flow of life is inexhaustible. Spirit does not all of a sudden come along and fix the human realm. It's just that you are no longer at the mercy of fragmented human circumstances. The cosmic current is circulating through you at the level of your belief, and form will follow consciousness. Bring the feeling of divine presence to all you do, and not surprisingly, it will shine in your life as wholeness, harmony, and abundance. And this was from Reverend Dr. Christian Sorensen, who's the senior minister at the Seaside Center for Spiritual Living in Encinitas, California. Mahalo. I am looking at that. Well, it looks like it ended on this page, but then there's other things that are going on here. How about if we go back to the one for today and see if it's there?
How about if we just make up our own information?
We are whole and full of light.
Let your light shine. I'm going to let my light shine.
I'm going to let my light shine.
We're all gonna let our light shine. We already
Yes.
are shining.
All right.
What a good shining group,
I
boy.
think we're affirmed.
Yeah.
I live and move in unison with the greater whole.
Yes.
Yay. Thank you, Ramona. Thank you very much. Okay, let's see where we're at. So now we're going to have, before I do the welcoming and the introductions, we're going to have a song. Now, we don't have a quote normal musical accompaniment today, so we're going to be our own accompaniment.
Yes.
And Marya, what would you like to do now?
I think this is a good time for Home is Where the Heart Is. Who knows Home is Where the Heart Is? This one is simpler than the other one we were doing. So
My heart knows, but I don't know the
okay.
words.
So it's a very simple chant song, and it goes. I'm just going to say it, and then we'll do a call and response, and then we'll sing it at least 2 more times. Short, okay? So I'm going to say it first. Home is where the heart is, no matter where that heart is. Inside yourself, that's where you've got to make yourself at home. Anybody homeless? This is a good one to continue. Half the people in this room are probably somewhat homeless because this is Hawaii, right? Uh, so it's like you're beyond Kama Aina. You live here when you move, and you keep your boxes for the next time you're going to move, right? But with this song, we're always at home. So I'll chant line by line and ask you to respond. Home is where the heart is.
Home is the heart is.
No matter how that heart lives.
No matter where that heart lives.
Inside your heart where love is.
Inside
your
your heart
where love is. That's where you've got to make yourself at home.
That's where you've got to make yourself at home.
Great.
Hey, I feel
All right.
at home.
I do too. That's what this song does. I love songs that do that. It's like it's not trying, it is. It's like Yoda would love it. So, okay, ready together?
Okay, well, yeah.
Home is where the heart is. No matter how that heart lives. Inside your heart where love is. That's where you've got to make yourself at home. Home is where the heart is. No matter how that heart lives. Inside your heart where love is. That's where you've got to make yourself at home.
Very nice. We did it. Yay. Okay. So welcome for all of you here on the lanai, which is so great to be back here after all of our moving about and traveling, because this is our heart center here and this is our home inside, but also physically nice to have a home. So, in all the people everywhere around the world, whatever state you're in, state of bliss, any state, we welcome you here. Today is the 19th, I've been told. 18th, I'm sorry. Okay, the 18th. Sunday morning, we're on the Lanai at New Thought Center of Hawaii, and we're doing a winter solstice ceremony. So I want to tell you a little bit about New Thought Center, not too much, but just so you have an idea, especially if you're tuning in for the first time. Our mission, and this is what I love, our mission is to provide a sanctuary of aloha for the nourishment, development, and evolution of each individual's unique spiritual path. We're all unique. Our goal is the same. We take different routes to get there. They're all valid, they're all equal, they're all important, they're all divine. So you belong here no matter what your path is. We evolved from the Kona Community Church of Religious Science in 1971, so we're older than 50 years, and we've held Sunday service continually. And during COVID, we developed capabilities to do online service, so yay, something really positive came from that. We're affiliated with International New Thought Alliance, and some of their beliefs were that a new thought embodied in consciousness produces a new condition. And we know that from our daily life. Every time we embody what we might consider to be, oh, an interesting thought, a new thought, a thought that stretches us, we embody it and we become it. So we're online at www.newthoughtcenterofhawaii.com. You can go in there to sign up. You can go in there to sign up for your emails, to read, to look at the prior YouTube streamings and so forth. So please do that and let us know if we can help you in any way. You can send a letter to New Thought. You can send us a memo, a text, a message, and somebody will get back with you. Okay. So let me check my sheet. We have a new guest here. Yay. Remind me your name again, please. So, Susan, welcome, welcome. See, doesn't it feel, it feels like you've been here before. So we're so glad to have you. We're glad you found us, and we've been waiting for you for years. So here you are. Thank, yay, yay. Yes, thank you, Susan. Anybody else that I might have missed? You remind me your name too, because
Terry.
Tara, that's oh yes. You sang for us, didn't you? No? Okay. You just have that familiar face. We know you've been part of the family for quite a while. Great. Welcome again. Welcome everybody. Oh, Lloyd. Hi. Aloha. Yes. And yes, everyone, our regulars. And you can come even if you're irregular. That's okay. Okay. Okay, we're going to do announcements. Okay. We got a lot, but we're going to make them brief. Coming up, okay, we always have Sunday services at 10 a.m. You can come by. We love to see you. You can do live stream. And there's the video afterwards. So you've got a lot of ways to do it. So next Saturday night is Christmas Eve. And we have a wonderful, lovely, lovely program each year. And this year is no exception. So please, if you can, come by and join us. And I think I'll give you a time later on. I think it's later in the announcements here. New Year's Day, we're going to do a vision board. Ramona's going to facilitate and lead us in a vision board for 2023. And she's got some hands-on material, and I'm sure you could augment it, but talk to Ramona or just bring it and she'll let you know if it can be incorporated or not. Yeah, it'll be in the newsletter. So everything will be in the newsletter, so you can get it. And then on January 8th, Carolyn Ching is going to present anxiety tips and tricks, tips and tricks to overcome it naturally, which is good. Monday nights we have Tai Chi and Qigong, all levels, 15 a class. And that's right in our room here. Out here. Oh, we're okay, out here. And do you go to the, okay, yeah. It's on my to-do list. We're kind of getting settled, so I'm hoping I'll be able to catch that. We've got produce on the back table. Please feel free to help yourself. Crystal bowl meditations are going to start up at 8:30 on January 8th, but you don't have to worry about that now. But next month they will. And today we have a holiday sale right after service that benefits New Thought. Thanks to Ramona. So our candle lighting service, let me go back to Christmas Eve. Our candle lighting service is 7 to 8. Christmas Eve and Hanukkah, and you've got to come for the desserts and poo poo potluck. Come for that. That would be worth it just for that. But honestly, it's a very lovely evening. We are always looking for volunteers, and we do specifically for Saturday night. We need helpers for the candle lighting service. There's a sign up sheet over on the table, and we still need greeters and cleanup people and somebody in the parking lot to help people park and guide people in. So if you would like to participate in that, please let us know. And I think that's it. Okay, now we're down to the goodies. um, I'm going to introduce Dr. Marya Mann. We've been on a lot of adventures together. Yeah. My last being the shamanic journey, and I did by Zoom online that resulted in one of the most spectacular experiences of my life. Totally unprepared for it. And it was just wondrous. So here's what Marya says. We are all in ancient relationship with the sun. Holy days like solstices are the soul's watering holes. I love that. A time to harvest the treasures of this relationship. So, and also, she says, she reminds us, Hawaii Kapuno tell us we are all born with a bowl of light. And throughout life, that bowl can be filled with the stones of anger, pride, and greed, etc. We have the power to overturn the bowl, dissolve the stones, and start fresh with new light pouring through us. Make the choice for love. Empty and replenish your bowl of light this Sunday at our winter solstice ceremony. So we have the power to empty out the old and refill with our light. Okay.
Teachers in West Hawaii wrote a book called The Bowl of Light. Highly recommended. It just mine is dog-eared because and he goes from the story of the bowl of light into his deep relationship with Hale Mehealani Makua over here. So I just wanted to add that.
Thank you, Marya. Yes. Oh, sorry for the noise. Okay. Now we'll talk about Marya, Mann, PhD. I'm not going to read it all because it would take too much time. But she's so varied, and she's so varied as an author, an artist, yoga teacher, health mentor, founder director of Kona Coast Yoga and Wellness. She inspires groups through mindful movement, energy medicine, transformation, powers of peace, creativity, and sustainability. She's taught at Regis University in Colorado, the International Yoga Teachers Association in Sydney, Center for Art and the Future in Bali, Hawaii Community College, where she developed and led Yoga with Hawaiian Perspectives course. Author of Bali Dream Chronicles and the screenplay Ancient Dances, her work is featured with the Dalai Lama, Deepak Chopra, Bruce Lipton, and the anthology Healing Our Planet, Healing Ourselves. Founder and director of Feed the Children Kona, which transformed into Pacific Art Waves in 2015. I think that's where I met you, Marya, back in 2015 during Art Waves. We did one of the first Feeding the Children.
The camp over in Honoka'a.
Yeah. She works with a committed team of artists, educators, and visionaries to bring nutritious food for the physical and food for the soul to families and children throughout Hawaii, in the mainland and beyond. And Art Waves has most recently been teaching community members to make peace flags. I love that, for home use and as gifts for children in conflicted areas. Her teaching, writing, and artwork reflect her love for nature, Polynesian and Indonesian cultures, sacred movement, while her silk painting, quantum healing, and soul medicine reveal her belief that soul's creativity is mightier than the sword, the pen, or any of the world's problems. And you could go on and read more about her on maryamann.com. So we're very happy to have you here to lead this winter solstice. We're so grateful.
Thank you so much, Tony. And thank you for asking me. I was just really surprised and very honored because I haven't led that many shamanic journeys. We did the online program last year and we did a lot of yoga and shamanism. So, for those of you that aren't aware of the connection between yoga and shamanism, yoga has 8 limbs, and the top 4 limbs are um, the art of going in, pratyahara, that's the 5th limb, going within. The 6th limb is dharana, concentration. And then the 7th limb is dhyana, which is meditation. And then the 8th limb is samadhi, that's bliss state. Everything is great. And those 4 limbs, when I first started doing yoga, seems like 100 years ago or more, long, long time ago, the kind of yoga teachers that were teaching me, um, they said you shouldn't bother yourself with the upper limbs. That you're just working on learning how to breathe and do your asana practice and keep your 10 yamas and niyamas, that's your ethics, in order. You're not ready for the upper limbs. And and they really say this a lot. And then I had one teacher that said, I think samadhi is the tool, not the goal. Samadhi is that highest bliss state. This was Richard Freeman. He said, samadhi is the tool, it's not the goal. And what I understand now, since I have developed a deeper shamanist project and program for myself, I am not a shaman. I am a shamanic student, and I studied much with Hank Wesselman, also with Joan Halifax many years ago, Sandra Ingerman, and slowly have developed this beautiful sense of communion between my love of yoga practice. I mean, literally, I decided not to have children because I wanted to get up in the morning and do yoga. Diapers? Are you kidding? I'm I'm gonna go do my son's salutes. And so to find that these two deep loves, the love of yoga and the love of the dream time and the ability to use my imagination, actually have these interlocking teachings, was so powerful for me. And then there was another instance that I want to share with you about Je Tsongkhapa. Je Tsongkhapa was a lama that lived in the 14th century. And I had never heard of him when I was in India traveling looking for a yoga teacher. I was looking for my guru. I figured I needed to have one if I was going to grow. And so I was in India, I was in Rishikesh, and I wasn't having very much luck in finding the guru. It's like I had done a lot of yoga. I did a lot of flow yoga. I had learned a lot in California, right? Where yoga looks like Tai Chi, and it is very related to Tai Chi. But I was doing that kind of yoga. And so the yoga students and teachers said, you teach us what you're doing. We like that flowing, because they would get into postures and they would hold it. It'd be like this. You'd be like a statue. And you get like, and they're great, but there was not the flow in it. And so people would come up to me and say, teach us what you know. And so I was very confused because I knew I didn't know much. But I was in a little shop and I was looking for something to buy to bring home. I wanted a tonka. A tonka is a sacred painting. And I felt like if I had this, that it would somehow connect me with the Himalayas in a way that would be helpful. And so I couldn't find anything I really wanted, but there was one that this man showed to me, and it was like this little llama sitting on a sun and moon disc on a lotus flower, and had this green cap on that kind of came down here, a little point on the top of the head, and it was just the plainest looking deity or teacher or llama that I had ever seen. But my heart said, that's it. And so I brought that home and learned that it was Je Tsongkhapa. Well, to bring it full circle, today is the parinirvana of Je Tsongkhapa. Today is the anniversary of his death day, 603 years ago. And so then go to the middle. Then I've got the Tonka. I come home and I'm like, I'm not really sure I like it, but I don't know what it means. Then about 5 years ago, I started doing an online training to add to a Buddhist study that I had already done when I lived in Boulder. I lived at Naropa and I took refuge with Trungpa Rinpoche in the Kagyu lineage. And I was expanding on that. And I learned that actually the roots of my lineage that I had taken refuge in, that nobody talked about, was Jechong Kappa. And he is the founder of the Gelugpa lineage also. And the Dalai Lama chooses him as his main teacher. And I knew none of this, but I just felt drawn to Jechong Kappa. And then over the years began to realize that he was one of my spirit guides, that he was someone who would come to me in dreams and who was protecting me and helping me in some deep way. And it was so synchronous. First, that I learned that this Tanka was actually a lineage that I had already been involved in and didn't know it. And then yesterday, to realize that this great solstice ceremony that we're doing is on his day, I'm like, this is just too profound. So I share that with you as a way to begin to tune us into the sense of the sacred. Don't want those to go. The synchronicity that we find when we're operating in the spirit world. Things happen and you get chicken skin because how can this happen? And I believe that the synchronicity, get that, the synchronicity is one of the signs that we're actually getting someplace spiritually. It's when like the archetypal realms are breaking through. So, how many people here have done shamanic journeys before? Uh, yes? No? Okay. All right, good. Just so a shaman in traditional terms, as I'm mentioning, is a yogi. In fact, the Buddha was a yogi. The Buddha was one of the best yogis from the shamanic tradition in India. These people lived up in the hills and they developed a community not unlike this one, where people ministered to each other and they shared freely. And they developed these traditions of being able to go inside into the inner realms, into the deep spiritual realms, where we could contact a part of ourselves, the soul part of ourselves, that we couldn't necessarily develop in the outer world. So they were able to develop tools and techniques and meditations for developing this interior life. And that's what shamanism basically is. It's for people who learn to see in the dark. So we close our eyes, we have this dark space, and it can be quite frightening if you don't know that that is actually the birthplace of the energy and the lives that we're leading right now. It comes from the way that the heart moves and vibrates. And so that is shamanism. It is also the deepest teachings of meditation, of Buddhism, of yoga. And today also is Hanukkah. So you can actually find Jewish lineages that cross over. So you see, I'm an interspiritualist, I guess you would say. I see the traditions and I say, oh, it's all about the benevolence of light, believing in a higher power, recognizing that each of us in our heart has this beautiful, glorious bowl of light that is radiating and is not only guiding us, but helping to guide our planet. So the shamanic journey that we're going to do today is going to be with a rattle and a drum. So I'm just going to talk a little bit more and I'm going to play my rattle and I'm going to invite you to get comfortable. When there's a moment that you may want to lay down on the ground, I will mention that. You don't need to. We're very flexible. You know, I was reminding somebody this morning that that's the whole purpose of yoga, to make us more flexible. And so we become flexible with ourselves, and then we can be more harmonious with everything around us. So today is about aligning with the sun at this time that the sun is at its most southerly spot. And it's a day and a time and a season where so many people around the world are awakening to this returning of the light and growing of the light. So I'd like to invite you, if you like, to close your eyes. If not, that's perfectly okay. But in any shamanic journey, the first thing that we do is we give thanks. We call on the spirits of this place. We draw on the spirits that came in with us, not only into this life, but into this space now, in this day and time. And we allow ourselves, as we're going inward, to recall a place in nature that we have deeply connected with at some point. It may be a beach, it may be a forest, maybe a park, but just find the specific place in nature that draws you right now. Some of you may have a very familiar sacred garden. This is the place of peace and healing inside of you. So we do not look outside for this empowerment in our sacred garden or for the fine details of the solstice ceremony. The journeying happens within, and the more that we focus within, the more we can generate unity. We begin to feel this web of light emanating from our very own heart. And so let's take a couple of breaths together just to go deeper. We'll breathe into the count of 4, pause, and then we'll breathe out for the count of 4, and then pause several times. And inhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath, pause, lengthen the spine, lift up your pelvic floor a little bit, tongue to the roof of the mouth, and gently exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, hold your breath, drop your body toward the earth, send your psychic roots down into the center of the earth, and then gently exhale up the body, exhaling, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Relax the shoulders. Feel the crown reaching to the sky and the tailbone reaching into the earth. Telescope the spine, and then gently inhale again through the nostrils, right into the forehead, into both sides of the brain, down the spine, into the tailbone, and into the feet. And gently exhale. 3, 2, 1. And like that. So just keep breathing long and slow breaths, finding yourself as relaxed and as comfortable as possible, because you are in your place of deep healing and deep peace and deep connection with nature. Continue to breathe as we connect with the spirits that we are so grateful to. And these include the helping spirits and spirit guides and the power animals that maybe have visited before and maybe are coming into your consciousness at this moment. These spirits are transpersonal assemblies or assemblages of energy that are uniquely your own. And some of them we share with others, but trust everything that's happening inside your body, because you are now in a protected space by entering into your sacred garden. And let's breathe into the heart very deeply and feel that heart as a radiant sun. Feel the back of the heart radiating with light and sending light into the legs and the arms, the head and the tail. And then as you exhale, feel that light grow even more, because for the rest of our ceremony, you'll notice the light is increasing and any darkness or negativity is decreasing. So in your place of healing and peace and deepest joy, I'd like for you to look around you and see what kind of place it is. Is it sandy near the ocean? Do you hear a waterfall? Is it in a high altitude area on a mountain? What kinds of grasses and trees are growing? Smell the flowers or the soil or the scent of the leaves from the trees. Feel your body going more and more deeply into this sacred place, into this natural place where you are reconnecting with your higher power, your higher self, your soul. And so keep drawing in the beauty of the sky that's above you. Is it sunny? Is there a rainbow? Is it overcast? What are the sounds that you hear? Is there bird song? Are there animals mewling or playing in the distance? Whatever comes to you is absolutely correct. And let's give thanks to the four directions. Let's give thanks to the east, the place of the rising sun and new directions. New beginnings coming from that radiant sun, showering you with that morning time energy of being full of vibrant, intrinsic energy. Feel your intrinsic energy growing, and the outer world in the physical place being less important because the physicality of your sacred garden internally is so beautiful. Let's give thanks to the south, the place of the ancestors, the fire, the warmth, the deep dreaming. Let's give thanks to the west, the place of water and transformation. West, where there's large ocean waves rising and falling, remind us of the easiness and quickness of rising in life and then dying. All part of life's flow, up and down, in and out. And then moving to the north, the place of all of the nature that we see around us. The bushes and the trees and the seashells and the hills and the ants and the bears and the wolves and the dogs and the cats. Feel them watching over and loving us from that place in the north. And then coming into the center of these four directions, look around you and feel a chorus of love shining on you, wanting nothing more than your greatest growth and evolution. You have been called to this place and time. And once more, remember that the spiritual heart wakes up the more that we give thanks. So let's thank all the helping spirits who have gathered. Let's thank the power animals and the little folks, the hidden folks around us. Thank the elves, the menehune, all of the dreamtime spirits, and all of the mythological figures. The Pegasus, the great flying horse, the whales, the shark clan, drawing in our connection because we're connected to all of it. Every part of it is us. We are the whole, and the whole is inside of us. That's what makes us holy. And let's reach down to the earth. Thank the earth for being here and supporting us day in, day out. Reaching to the sky. Bring the sky into your heart. So the pull of light in our center connects heaven and earth. And bring all of that energy into your heart, which is the seventh direction. The four cardinal directions, the sky, the earth, and the heart is the fourth. And the fifth direction is the whole. And that's where we just feel ourselves bonded. There's no separation, so there is no fear. All fear is turning into courage. All shame is transforming into generosity of spirit. So, thanking all of these spirits, I'd like for you to allow one of these helping spirits to come forward and guide you on a journey in your inner world, in your sacred garden, or outside your sacred garden, to find a part of your soul that may be someplace in the environment and is ready to come home today. So find that spirit that's deciding to guide you and ask to retrieve a part of your holiness and follow the guidance of this creature. It may be walking on a trail with the seaside in the distance. Feel your feet touching the gravel, the grasses with a beautiful earthy scent traveling across your nostrils, the breezes touching your skin. And when you find a place where a part of your soul may be hidden, pause and just gather in that soul part to enhance you, to nourish you, to give you the centering that makes you feel absolutely whole. And then look out in front of you and see a being of light, your higher self, as though you're looking in a mirror. And because your light body is so radiant, when you look in the mirror, your eyes have to be shielded. It's so bright. You're looking at the mirror at your highest self, the self that came in with you at the moment of birth with the breath of Ha, and that is your being radiating at its very brightest. And as you see this being, give thanks and reach out and take the hand of your higher self, your spirit guide, and let yourself fly up into the air in your body of breath and light with your higher self. And look around at everything around you and gather in to your vision sense things that you see that maybe are not so useful. Things that you see like people hungry and suffering. And as you're watching and sharing your heart of compassion and your higher self's deep heart of compassion, watch as that pain and suffering dissolves. That pain and suffering of the world completely dissolves and melts away into a large cauldron of light. Find yourself swimming in that cauldron of light, which is the birthplace of the new time, the birthplace of the new year, the birthplace of the next cycle. And allow yourself to begin a journey. I'm going to be quiet now so that you can follow your higher self to rebuild the universe from cauldron of primordial light. What do you want to see in the world? Paint the pictures. Feel the feelings. Connect with the aromas and the sounds, what the world will be. Let yourself follow your dream. So as you deepen with your understanding and welcoming of that creator self, I'd like for you to increase your trance with breathing. It's like the breath of fire, for those that know the breath of fire, or holotropic breathing. That means moving toward the whole. So in this state of interconnection with all that is and all that's going to be, let your whole body just breathe in a big breath through the nostrils and the mouth, whatever takes in your fancy right now, and then gently exhale. Inhale. Inhale and exhale, focusing both on the inhale and the exhale at your own timing. Holotropic breathing is your breathing. We don't count it, we don't guide it, we follow it. So follow the breath. The first thing that you knew about yourself in this lifetime was the breath. The last thing you'll know in this lifetime is your breath. So let the breath guide you, bringing forth more wholeness for the entire planet. So, staying in your trance state, your awakened state, this awaken of the inner world is the most important work any of us can do, in my humble opinion. This is where the world is created, in the womb of the inner world, in the sacred garden. So find yourself floating easily with your higher self, as though you're riding on the Garuda bird or a sacred creature, and gently bring yourself back to your sacred garden with your higher self and sit facing him or her. And with your heart, reach out a ball of light. And with that ball of light, send beaming light streams to your higher self, connecting with their heart. And then feel your higher self sending heart streams into your heart. So you're feeling this two-way street of connection. And then your higher self smiles with this unbelievably radiant and loving light in their eyes, looking at you with the eyes of divine love, so that you feel embraced and warmed and totally connected to the mysteries of the universe and the beauty of this world, both the inner world and the outer world, beauty within, beauty without. And then see your higher self begin to slowly and dissolve until the essence of your higher self is just a beautiful drop of rain. And that beautiful drop of rain comes just above the crown of your head. And that contains the essence of the unconditional love of your higher self. And that pours in through the crown of the head, coming down, connecting the two sides of the brain, coming down behind the eyes, behind the nose, down through the back of the throat, into the heart, into the chest, into the belly, circulating from that central river of light and spreading out into the side ribs and the side waist and the hip sockets and the femurs and the knees, the ankles, the heels and the toes, and even the toenails filled with this higher self light. And from the trapezius and the side of the neck into the shoulder joints and pouring down the upper arms into the elbows, the forearms, the palms, the wrists, all the knuckles, the fingertips, the fingernails, all filled with the light of the higher self. Your whole body is radiating from the heart center. Now you are the higher self. You are the guru. You are the elder that has been called to this time and space as a daughter of the moon and a son of the sun. We are all kindred spirits walking on the land as incarnations of the stars and the galaxies. Feel that in your deepest being. And in your sacred garden, look around for a gift. And the first spirit helper that came to you will appear there now. I'd like for you to give that gift to your spirit helper, affirming your gratitude for this inner space, gratitude for the sacred garden, gratitude for your higher self that is now you, inside of you, and gratitude for the teachings of all the spiritual traditions that have shown us how to connect. with the higher spirits that are always with us. We just call on them and they are here to help. And give the gift to your spirit helper, and then gently turn and look at your sacred garden. If there's anything new there that you want to remember, photograph it in your mind's eye. Go back over the journey that you just went through so that you remember it and can know it for yourself, and possibly even share it if you want to. And then gently find yourself walking down a path to a doorway that opens up into this room, into this lanai, this space, and walk through the doorway and back into the chair that you're sitting in right now. Sacred garden, the interior realms, the realms of upper world, middle world, and lower world, they're all here now. When we choose to connect and grow with them or inside of them, it's a very powerful gift. I think of that word gift at Christmas, and I hope you do too. And that the gift of this dream vision serves you, and that you also use it as a gift to serve others, because everything that we do for our spiritual selves is a gift to the world. And so connect with your own body now, feeling your seat in the chair or on the ground, feeling gravity, noticing how the gravity makes you smile because you felt so light. Feel the heart lifting and opening. Feel the crown of the head opening up so that eighth chakra light is pouring down through you all the time. Just going to sit for a few moments in silence to be together. While we're alone with ourselves, we can be together with others. If you would like to write something in your journal about the journey, this would be a good time to do it. And I'm just going to play the bowl while we're settling in this space of the joining of the two worlds, the invisible world and the visible world. Remember the spirit guided wisdom that you've been given. Writing it down helps to bring it into this 3D reality. Just bringing it into your body is effective too. So you can just stay there for a moment. We're still going to do our Council of All Beings Chorus. Take that. So this is red yarn, and pass it around. Take your part of it and then just pass it around. And we're each going to have a part, and it will come back around up here. We'll all be connected via this red yarn or red thread. Some of you may be familiar with the red thread tradition. It's a tradition in many different cultures. I'm looking for my scissors because we will cut it at one point. But this is a reminder of how we are all so deeply connected. And we all carry a part of this journey that we are taking together. When we exit today, this circle that we have made stays with us. So the red thread has often been used by women during menstruation, where the circle of the women connect. It's also been used as a representation of those that honor the fire spirit. And when you put a little piece of it on your wrist, you may notice Buddhists oftentimes have the red thread on their wrists, and that's for good luck and protection. The Nepalese do it, the Indians do it, many do it. So this is a very nice ritual, a ritual of connecting and maintaining our connection. So from this solstice to summer solstice to the next winter solstice, we all have this connection because you're going to take your piece of the yarn home. So how many people know what a Council of All Beings chorus is? Me neither. I've never done one. But doesn't it sound like something that has been done forever? That's kind of what life is, right? And so I want to hear about your journeys, and we'll have time for that after we shut off the recording. If people want to share personally, it may be easier if we're not on YouTube. But drawing on your journey, there may have been a particular spirit of an animal or a tree or an element, the element of water, for instance, that does not have a voice like humans do, and that would wish to voice what they're feeling right now through you. So I'd like for you to take a few more moments to go internally and just connect with that spirit that wants to voice itself through you. The Council of All Beings came from the work of Joanna Macy, and she was an amazing psychotherapist and teacher who started Council of All Beings for people to deal with nuclear despair. How do we deal with the fact that our humanity is suicidal and we're the sane ones trying to connect and stay alive and stay healthy? So the Council of All Beings for Joanna Macy and her work was to cope with nuclear despair. And so I'd like for our Council of All Beings chorus to be connecting with our joy and connecting with the upliftment that comes out of despair. And I just want to add something here because I find it so interesting. Rudolf Steiner came up with this idea of the mystery of Golgoroth. You ever heard of that? It's briefly, I think it's really important. Rudolf Steiner said that the mystery of the crucifixion in Christianity leads us to a place of understanding how suffering creates consciousness. Suffering creates enlightenment. You may notice if you get COVID or you get sick or something happens, it's terrible, but you come out of it and you feel better than ever. It's like that's the mystery of Golgoroth. Why would a divine being like Christ, like any of us, we're all divine beings, but why would this Jesus Christ person have to go through so much suffering? And what Steiner said was that it was essential to have that suffering and that loss and that darkness in order to unleash the light. That's the mystery of Golgoroth. So I think that the Council of All Beings chorus is to take any of the old pain of last year, let it go, and let this voice of a being in on earth that wants to speak through you, and it may be you today, it may not be the snail, it may not be the whale, it may be Stephen. So don't discount the voice. So we'll all feel very, very comfortable. We're going to close our eyes for this and just focus on the sound and just maybe a little sound. We're not going to do what was it Fritz Perls did a lot of ecstatic screaming. um, we just want to let the voice just gently come out, and it may be like a maybe we don't know. So let's just take a moment, close our eyes, hold on to your red thread, and let it come. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, 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 la 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 la. Feel how much deeper our connection with life is. Feel how easy it is to let go of that ego saturated part of us that used to grow negativity. And now, in deep connection with the spirit of life, growing more light. Ka'ula. Ka'ula is a light bearer in Hawaiian. Ka'ula is also a light bearer in Sanskrit. We are all connected, and from ancient times, we're recalling this connection. And now, to complete our red thread and Council of All Beings, okay, so that's yours. There we go. Ooh. What? Oh, we didn't get them all. Okay. Maybe you got to go. I was going to say. There you go. Okay. So now you have a piece of the whole circle to take home with you. And you can use it however you like. You can put it around your altar, however you want to use it. But just to remind us that we're all in this together. You know, there's really no reason to feel so separate as we used to. There's just no reason. And once again, I think that's part of the mystery of Golgoroth, is that we suffer in alienation until we wake up. And then it's, oh, I don't need to feel alienated anymore. So, one last little movement with our hands. This is Hakini Mudra. This is the mudra of completion with the 10 fingers together. And we have a radiant light in our heart now that's beaming and shining. We have a radiant light inside the two hands. One manifestation tool really valuable is to imagine what you want inside that light there in your hands. But for today, we're going to bring the Hakini Mudra and we're going to bring it up because it is the mudra of the third eye. And so we're carrying our vision here in our hands. And then let's just bring the hands together and make an offering bowl. And let's lift that offering up toward the skies, and then it pours over us. And then like a fountain, it rises up, and we bring that light back down. We'll do that twice more. This is called a pranic wash. We're lifting up that prana we've developed, letting it flow over our heads like a baptism, and then let it go. Beautiful. And then here we are gathering up the light, bring it right through the core of the body, connecting heaven and earth. Bring it over, feel the bliss of that beautiful shower, and extend over. There we are. Namaste.
Namaste. Yay. It was 3 times namaste. There you go. Thank you so much. Oh, it's beautiful, lovely. I feel so much light. I just feel so much light. Thank you.
Me too.
Um, okay, it's that time that I'd like to start the koa bowl around and just give a heartfelt prayer, a New Year's resolution, an exchange of energy. It doesn't matter. Put your energy in that bowl and derive the energy that's glowing from that bowl that represents new thought, represents all of us, and the one unity, the one. I'm wondering, I'm kind of feeling, how would you feel about maybe just doing the bowl a little bit?
Sure. Yeah.
While we
sounds good.
pass that around, we'll pass the bowl while you're doing the bowl. Okay.
Seda, oh Seda.
Thank you so much. And I just want to remind the people at home, if you choose to share, you go to the New Thought website, and there's a place there that you can make your offerings if you wish to do so. I think we're going to say goodbye to our live stream people right now. And we're going to conclude here, and just know that you're in our hearts and you're here with us right now. So thank you for joining us.